I'm browsing around a store in Southwest Portland, and I see a cactus. It's about a foot long, and it's got really long spikes. I've never grown a cactus. In fact, I've never grown anything. But it's a cactus. How hard can it be? I decided to buy this cactus, and when the cashier put the plant in a bag, I picked up the paper bag, not realizing that those spikes are sharper than the paper bag. And so I started figuring out that growing a cactus before I even got to my car was harder than I thought it was going to be. I put the cactus in the trunk under the hatchback, and I got home, and I was just thinking about how I hurt myself just 20 minutes before putting that cactus in the car. So I said, I'll do it tomorrow. Now, at the time, I was doing a paper route. And after my paper route every day, I would take the extra papers, 5 or 6 papers or whatever, and just throw them in the back. And then after 6 months or so later, the car would be completely full of old newspapers. And I'd clean it out. And this is just kind of how I live my life. So maybe 6 months later, after I put this cactus in there, I'm cleaning out my car, and there's a little brown paper bag. Oh yeah, that. Okay, so this time I remembered about the spikes, and I brought it in. And before I put it into a pot, I cut it in half. I have a good friend, Lant, and I thought, I'll give him half this cactus. But the one thing about this, really surprising, is that cactus had grown 6 inches since I put it in the bag and put it under 1,000 pounds of newspapers, or however many it was. So I felt pretty good about myself. It is a cactus. It grows easily. So I take the other cut to my friend, and I give it to him, and he puts his in a pot. A week later, mine is dead. His has grown another 3 or 4 inches. What did I do? It's a cactus. It's easy. He's like, no, you have to give it water. Water? Okay. So he gives me another cut of my cactus that I gave him. I take it home, and I put it in a pot. And then a couple weeks later, it's dead. And I asked him, what did I do? And he said, well, how much water do you give? I don't know, just poured it on. He's like, well, you can't give it too much. Okay, so another cut later, a couple weeks later, this thing's dead again. Meanwhile, Lance got a farm. He's got a tropical rainforest of cactus. I guess it wouldn't be tropical. But he's got about 20 feet of cactus. And this is over a period of time of maybe 6 months. And time and time and time again, I fail at growing this stupid cactus. And it's for various reasons. Fertilizer wasn't right. Or again, overwatering, too cold, too hot. The soil wasn't the right pH. Whatever it was, I can't grow this cactus. So I go over there one time, and I say, I killed another cutting. And he looks at me and he says, you're just a waste of cactus. In the meantime, outside, his wife is starting to complain about how they have too much cactus. And she's asking, hey, where can we get rid of this cactus? Because it's in their bedroom, it's in their living room, it's just everywhere. Because he keeps cutting it and starting new growths. And he's probably got like 50 feet of cactus, at least at this point. But when he told me that was a waste of cactus, it kind of hurt. He is a very good friend of mine, and I felt like I had let him down. But more than that, I felt like I let myself down with everything. Because it's not just a cactus I can't do. I blunder and I fail through life generally. And I really struggle with things that other people just seem to do easily, and this cactus is the perfect example of how that works. And I'm over at Lance house, and I'm feeling a little bit down about how I can't grow this cactus. But Lance, he's a good friend. And I start thinking, when I had nowhere else to go on Christmas morning, there I am in his living room with his family. When other people in my life forgot my birthday, there he is giving me a phone call. When I'm at the lowest of the low, there he is to cheer me up with his high, intense energy. And then I realized, maybe I haven't failed at everything. Maybe I have done an excellent job at cultivating a wonderful friendship with a wonderful person. And for that, I wouldn't trade 1,000,000 feet of cactus. Thank you.